Hello friendos, it's Bella from the Bookish Badger, and today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. So if you don't know what this tag is, it's basically an introduction to Booktube, like, hi, I'm new, this is about me, so let's get right into it. Question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I love talking about books so much you don't even know. I do have a bunch of friends that enjoy reading, and one or two of them reads a lot of similar books to me, but I want to be able to talk to even more people about books. When I stumbled upon Booktube, it was totally by chance. I saw a video on the side of the video I was watching and I said, oh, that seems like it's talking about books, let me see what that says. And then once I clicked that, all the suggested videos from there on were all Booktube videos, and my mind had been blown. I was like, there's a community on YouTube that just talks about books, that's what they do? I want to see more, and the more and more I watched, I said, you know, I want to do this too. It seems like so much fun. I had wanted to create a YouTube channel for years, but never really knew what to do with it. But Booktube really set me off. It was so cool when I found it. So that's why I wanted to create this channel. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Well, I am super into theater and acting and singing and doing impressions, so I would like to do some Booktube themed videos of those types of things. I'm still working out some ideas, but I certainly have some. And you know what? I really like what Julie from Pages and Pens said, and that's even if you do all the normal types of videos that there are, tags, hauls, wrap-ups, all of those, you still bring your own voice to it no matter what. Like, nobody else has your experiences exactly and your mindset and the way you go into things. So even if you're reviewing the same book that everybody has reviewed, it's not going to be exactly the same as somebody else's review. You really have your own voice, and I really feel like that's a true thing. So even when I'm not doing super creative videos and all that, I still have my own thing going on, you know. Question number 3. What are you most excited for with this new channel? One of the things I am most excited for, that I was most excited for when I found Booktube at all, is that everybody seemed so nice. Like, I saw no negative comments practically. I saw like none of that, which if you go on like any other part of YouTube, that's rampant like awful comments, especially on like super popular videos and everything. But when I found Booktube, I was like, wow, everybody seems so nice. These are just people who want to talk about books. So I'm really excited for the friend aspect. It seems like there are so many people who just find like their best friends from Booktube, and like people that they really, even if they're not like really good friends, they have like a real connection to them. And that's one of the things that I like so much about Booktube. You know, I'll comment on somebody's video and I'll get comments back. When that first happened to me on a Booktube video, once I had made my channel, I was like, what is this? A popular booktuber is commenting back to my comment just because I said something nice about their video? What is this kind universe I walked into? So yeah, between that and the whole I love to talk about books thing, I'd say those are the 2 things I'm most excited for. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? I have always enjoyed most types of storytelling. I love theater, I love music, I love dance, I love reading, I love movies, I love TV shows. I just like hearing stories. The thing about reading specifically is that it feels like you're getting more of the story than you would in some other format, or a different way to get the story than any other format, because you're inside the character's head the whole time. You are reading what they are thinking. And just the escapism of it, like no matter what is going on, it's like you pick up a book and you're in somebody else's shoes for however many pages or chapters you're reading at that moment. And again, as an actor, that's another great thing, because as actors we're constantly going into somebody else's shoes when we are in a part or when we're singing a song. So to get that in the format of reading I love it. I love it so much. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? Who's ready for some cliche answers? Surprise, surprise! It was the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Real inventive answer, I know. But have you read Harry Potter? While I was a reader and I read and enjoyed books before I read Harry Potter, I really attribute Harry Potter to giving me a craving for reading. I read and enjoyed books before then, but never had I craved reading before as a thing I wanted to do like every day. Another book that I would attribute my love of reading to, which I think I actually read a little bit before Harry Potter, but Harry Potter solidified it, but this book started it, and that would be Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, which it's such a magical book. It still stands today as one of my all-time favorites. Do you ever have that moment where you go to edit and you watch your film back and you realize you did something so horribly wrong that you have to reshoot? Well, that's me right now. Hi! This is me from a day later, fixing my mistake that I realized I made, but don't worry, it will just be for one question, then I will go back to how I was. But let's just keep this between us. Past Bella does not need to know about this, right? I can trust you. Yeah. So without further ado, question number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? You know, I've thought about this, and it's hard to pick a favorite booktuber because I have a lot of favorites. I love Emma at Emma Books. I love Zoe at Read by Zoe. Of course, who doesn't love Jessie, Christine, and Kat? I like Julie at Pages and Pens, and it goes on and on and on, of course. But for the purposes of this question, I will narrow it down to one booktuber. I'm going to go with Emma from Emma Books because I've been watching a lot of her videos lately and I think she is so awesome. We have a lot of the same tastes in books, but the thing is she has been really generous with her how to booktube videos and her Q&A videos and all of those. So I wouldn't really have a question for her. I would just love to be able to sit down with her and talk about books and our favorite books and fangirl together, and really with all of my favorite booktubers. I would just love to be able to sit down and talk about books with them and fangirl with them. Anyway, now that I have fixed what I done diddly goofed yesterday, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Question number 7. What challenges that come with starting a booktube channel do you think will be the hardest to overcome? I have time management issues, da da, da da. Yeah, time management is a thing for me. Already, I posted my last video up like a month ago because I started this channel for some reason at my busiest time of year, and then I got sick on top of that, so it was just a mess timing wise. But you know, what can you do? But I'm an eensy bit of a procrastinator, so even though I've already really enjoyed posting and editing and filming the video that I did, I think it will be hard for me to get on a normal schedule of posting videos, but I'm going to try my absolute hardest because I think it would be cool to be one of those channels. It's like, hey, I upload every Wednesday. That's my goal. Not Wednesday specifically, but you know what I mean. Question number 8. When did you start reading? I learned to read when I was about 6, but I didn't enjoy reading for fun for myself until I was about like 10, 11 or so. Now that's not to say I did not enjoy stories that came from books, because my mom read aloud to my brother and I all the time when we were little. The standout series that I remember her reading to us were Peter and the Starcatchers, The Kingdom Keepers. We had started Series of Unfortunate Events, things like that. So I did enjoy stories from books. I just did not care for the act of reading myself until I was about 11, but my mom worked at a library, so she was always bringing home books for my brother and I, and one day she brought home the first book in the Sisters 8 series, and that was the first time I read a book on my own for enjoyment and in a series too. And I ended up enjoying it, and that's when I became like the slight like kind of reader. I read sometimes and I enjoyed the books I read. I read, like I said, Sisters 8. I read Gail Carson Levine's books like Ella Enchanted and Fairest. I read Wendy Mass's books, which I enjoyed, like Every Soul a Star and The Candy Makers and those books. And then the summer of when I was 13, all my friends were reading Harry Potter, and they were telling me how amazing Harry Potter was and how I really needed to read Harry Potter, and it had been on my to-read list that I had like since I was little because my brother and his friend liked it, so I wanted to read it, but I didn't actually want to read it. I just wanted to magically know the story without having to read it. But so I finally read it when I was 13, and that's, like I said, when I fell in love and started craving reading. Question number 9. Where do you like to read? For the most part, I'll read on my bed in my room, but sometimes I'll read on the couch or on the chair downstairs, and sometimes I'll even venture out into the great outdoors and read on the porch because I am just such an adventurer, you know? Recently I've started carrying whatever book I'm reading around with me so I can try to squeeze some more reading in whenever I can. So sometimes I'll read at rehearsal if I'm in a show, or like if I'm at an event and I'm waiting for something to begin, I'll take out my book and read a little bit of it. So I guess that's reading in public. So yeah, I read most places, but the majority of it is in my room on my bed. And last question, question number 10. What kinds of books do you like to read? My go-to genre is definitely fantasy, but I haven't really come across a genre that I've specifically disliked, except for maybe horror, because I get scared so easily. I'm one of those people who has to like cover their ears and look away when a trailer for a scary movie comes on, so I'm not a super fan of that. But everything else I've come across, I'm pretty cool with. It like just differs depending on book. So basically a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What ifs, Fifi? Just give me all of the books. I don't discriminate. I just want to read, please. Anyway, that is it for this tag. I hope you enjoyed. I know the Booktube Newbie Tag is my personal favorite way of finding new booktubers, so I thought I would join in on the fun. If you enjoyed this video, do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Do not hesitate to subscribe for more content coming soon, and I will see you in the next video. Bookish Badger, signing off.